What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a good day. Today, I'm going to be going over how to build $1 million wholesale business. Okay, I'm going to break it down for you here today. I'm going to show you what you need to do in order to build a $1 million wholesale business. Now, what does this look like? What does $1 million wholesale business look like? Right? What does this operation look like? What do you have to be doing in order to make $1 million in 1 year? And I'm going to break it down for you so you can see it's actually very, very doable of how you can do this. And I'm going to show you how my team and how we're able to do this very, very easily with only a couple people. Okay. So follow the steps along, take some notes on this. This business all comes down to, just numbers. All it is a numbers game. If you can do a little bit of math, you can reverse engineer it. You know exactly what you have to be doing each day in order to hit your goal. Okay. So it becomes very simple math by doing a couple things. I'm going to show you how you can pretty much predict your income. So if you want to make 500,000 a year, you want to make $1 million a year, you want to make 10 million a year, I can show you exactly what you need to be doing in order to hit those numbers. The only thing is you have to make sure you fulfill on that, right? You actually have to make sure you're actually doing it. So let's start right at the top today. Okay, guys, let's talk about, for round numbers, we're going to talk about building $1 million business. What does this look like? Okay, so let's just start with $1 million. Okay, now, if you're writing this down, take a piece of paper on this. So how many deals do you need to do to make $1 million? Well, first, you got to figure out what your average deal size is. Okay. Now, every company is going to have a different deal size, average profit per deal. Now, for this example, I'm just going to use around $10,000. Okay, I'm going to call it $10,000 is my average deal size. My actually deal size in my company is above that. It's been right around $18,000 a deal. So I would have to do less deals in order to make $1 million, right? But for this example, let's say it's $10,000 per deal. Okay. So what does this look like? So you take $1 million divided by 10,000, and I have a little bit written down here. That means you have to do 100 deals in 1 year at $10,000 a piece to make $1 million. Okay. Not too bad, right? I mean, it seems like a pretty big number, but let's keep on breaking it down further so you can see how simple this really is. Okay. Now, not every single deal you get under contract is going to be, you're going to be able to sell them and actually profit on. So let's call it, you can only close on 75% of these you actually get under contract. So let's just say that in order to close on 100 deals at $10,000 a piece to make $1 million, you actually have to get 125 under contract. Okay. We have to get 125 properties under contract. And out of those 125, if we close about 75%, we can close on 100. Okay. Now that we know that, we need 125 deals. Now all we got to do is break this down. Okay. We got to do 125 deals. How many of those do we have to do a month or a week? Right. Okay. So let's do a little simple math here. If we want to do 125 deals, it's a little right around 10 deals a month. 10 deals a month. Or about 2.4 deals a week. Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind. 10 deals a month, 2.4 deals a week. Now, this is where it gets good. Now that you know that number, only thing you have to know other than that is how many leads is going to take you to get one deal. You following this? Okay, so now that you know how many actual deals you have to close, now you have to figure out in your business how many leads it takes you to get one deal. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, in my company, it's right around between 10 and 12 leads to get one deal because of the system that we have set up, which I'll talk to you about a little bit later. So that means for me, in any given week to get 2.4 deals, I'm going to call it 12. So 2.4 times 12, that means I have to get 28 leads per week to make $1 million. Pretty simple, right? Okay. So think about that. Now, if you're the way that my business is set up and the way that my marketing is set up, it makes it so I can close more efficient rate. I can close at a better rate than most people. It only takes me 10 to 12 leads. But let's just say you're cold calling, you're texting, you're doing outbound marketing instead of inbound leads. Maybe it's going to take you 50 leads to get one deal. Okay. So if that's the case, it's 50 times 2.4. You would actually need 120 leads to get 2.4 deals a week or $1 million a year. Okay. So you follow me. So it really comes down to one, your marketing, and two, how good you're closing these deals over the phone. That's because, as you see, there's a big difference there between 28 leads a week and 120 leads a week. It all comes down to really the data and how motivated your leads really are. And that's why I focus on my business as inbound leads, okay? Inbound marketing. So how most people do this business is they're doing outbound marketing, right? They're going to pull a list. They're going to skip trace it. They're going to cold call. They're going to text message. They're going to reach out to a bunch of people. And then they're going to hope they can convince somebody to sell their property at a discount, right? And doing it that way, it works. But you have to talk to a lot more people and you have to get a lot more leads. Opposed to what in my business, what I do is I set up ads online, okay? And people actually reach out to me. They see my ad. Wow, yes, I'm looking to sell my house quickly, and they call me. When you get inbound leads, people are a lot more motivated because they're searching you out. And when you do that, I'm able to close at a lot higher rates. I only need 10 to 12 leads to get one deal. Okay, so essentially, the first part of building $1 million business is just knowing your numbers, guys. It comes very down to knowing your numbers. So if you haven't done a deal yet, you probably don't know your numbers. So don't try to build $1 million business if you're just starting off, right? It takes time, it takes work. You got to work through it. And you have to know exactly what your numbers are in your business. But then once you do know those numbers and how many leads it's taking you in your average deal size, once you figure out your leads per contract and your average deal size, you can vary down to a small margin, pretty much predict your income based on how many leads that you get, because very, very very predictable business, and you can pretty much know how much you're going to make. Okay. So first part is knowing your numbers and reverse engineering everything. So the same thing, if I want to make $2 million, I would just double that, right? I would just double that. If I want to make $2 million, I have to get 56 leads a week. Okay. If I want to make 10 million, I had to get 280 a week, right? It's all simple math, And if you can do the numbers, you can predict your income, guys. Okay. And that's how you're able to build a business that's scalable and consistent. Because if you're just all over the place and you're hoping and praying that you're going to build this big business without knowing what you have to be doing day to day, you're setting yourself up for disaster. So if you know your numbers, and you know what you have to do each day, it becomes very simple. This whole business starts with getting leads. If you don't have leads, you're not going to make any money. And if you can very accurately or predict how many leads you're going to be getting, you can build a very big business very quickly, and you can set that number to however you want. So if my business, I want to make more money, I get more leads. Pretty simple, right? Now it comes down to part 2 here. Second part of this is, okay, now that I know how many leads that I need, now how do I get these leads predictably each day, right? So what do I have to be doing in order to get 28 leads a day, 28 leads a week? Well, you break it down even further. Let's just say you're marketing, if you're marketing 7 days a week, right? Most people don't. 4 leads a day. You need to get 4 leads a day. and you're closing 1 over 10 and 12, and you will build $1 million business. Now, how are you going to get these predictable leads? If you want inbound leads like me, what I do is I put ads online. They're super powerful. What I call those is automatic assets. So no matter what I'm doing, day in, day out, my business, I have leads coming in. It doesn't matter if I'm sitting on the beach, I'm in the office right here. It doesn't matter if I'm at home taking a nap. It doesn't matter what's going on. When those ads are set up, people call you automatically. So you don't have to cold call. You don't have to text. You don't have to talk to a million people. Once it's set up, and they call you automatically, and you can just sit back and wait for the phone to ring. So let me ask you this. Could you answer four phone calls a day to make $1 million business? The answer should be yes, right? And that's exactly the way that I have my business set up here. As you see, you can see a couple people in the background here that work with me. And that's all we're doing. We're taking inbound leads, and we're able to close them at a very high rate. And by doing that, we're able to build $1 million business. Very, very simple. So let me ask you guys, if this is something you're interested in, if you want to know more about this, you want to know how to get these automatic assets and how to reverse engineer your numbers and how to do all of this, go to apexwholesaling.com, okay? And what I'd like to do is actually talk to you guys. Okay, I'm going to put the link right here down at the bottom, apexwholesaling.com. And this is something you're interested in. If you're somebody that's interested in building $1 million business and you want to learn how to get the automatic assets, right? How to have all the right conversations, say the right thing on the phone so you can convert these, and know how to close these deals nationwide, how to find buyers all over the country, no matter where you're doing deals. If you want to learn how to do that, I'd like to get on the phone with you guys. I'd like to talk to you about your business, and I'll do a free audit with you and figure out where you are in your business, where you want to go, and see if we're a good fit to work with each other. If we're not, no big deal. But I'd at least like to talk to you and see if we're a good fit, because I do have a one-on-one mentorship program for people who are interested in building $1 million business. So if that's you, go to Apex Wholesaling. On that page, you can actually schedule a call with me. I'll talk to you and see if this is something you might be interested in and see if we're a good fit to work with each other. If not, worst case scenario, I just do an audit your business. Maybe I can pick out some parts and different things that you can work on yourself, and you go back to doing what you have been doing. So no hard feelings. So if that's you, go to Apex Wholesaling. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this today. And that's exactly what you need to be doing to build $1 million business. And if you want help doing it, all you got to do is go to Apex Wholesaling and schedule a call with me. And I'd be love to talk to you and see if we're a good fit. Talk to you guys soon.